Turn my headphones up. Louder.
Okay, episode 32. We got my guy, DJ Augustin, in the building. DJ, thank you for coming on.
Ain't no problem, bro.
So, I always talk about how this is a great platform for me because it gets me to actually know people. So, I only know DJ because, well, I got the thing on right now. And I'm not supposed to wear the yellow shorts, but the yellow shorts is my favorite. Goddamn, he gave me this official Laker gear, and I went on a 4-game losing streak and lost 4-1 to the Wolves. Anyways, I was very appreciative, but he is, I should do my intros better, 15-year NBA veteran. We're going to get to the details and some probably great stories that he has, but I love that about him because it talks about work ethic and dedication, and we were just watching Jason Tatum about Mamba mentality, that he's got his own Mamba mentality and applies to that. So DJ, this is how we got the tequila shot we're going to take today. So we're going to do, I think my sister gave me this one. Don Fulano, man.
What was that?
Don Fulano.
Okay.
My sister gave me this one.
I never seen that bottle.
So do this. Remember my sponsors? Yeah.
Pour me a little shorter than that.
Why this? You want a baby gator?
Yeah, I want the baby.
You want the baby gator? I'll take the big gator right there. No official tequila sponsor yet. That's for him. We're working on the tequila. So if you know anybody working on the tequila, working on that. Congo Sups. This is Dwight Manfredi. We have a lot of dub segments. Jake Paul. You know, we can get into that. Daily Dose episode. What was it? 32. DJ Augustine. Appreciate you, dog.
Yes,
Lakers in 5. We're coming back. Sure you don't want the big gator?
I'm good, baby gator.
All right. Daily Dose, tell your truth, DJ. So basically what I want to get to, man, I know you and Taj talk a lot about when you're working out and stuff, but let's get back to the roots of how you made it to the NBA and if it was something that you were really wanting to do with your life. And obviously having a 15-year career says a lot about your work ethic. And, you know, I think in today's world, especially with the younger generation, they're losing the touch of, you know, the little things and work ethic and stuff like that. So we can dive into that. But yeah, where did it all start and kind of gear from there?
Yeah, man. So I started 4 years old in New Orleans. I told my mom, to this day, she could tell you, I told her at 4 or 5 years old, I was going to be in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And it started off with just a love for the game, bro. I didn't know how to work at that time. Like, I didn't know what hard work was. I just loved basketball. We had a little shotgun house in New Orleans. I don't know if you know, like, you know, the two houses are side by side. You got neighbors you can knock on the wall. And...
You can't tell he from New Orleans. He from New Orleans. They gonna get the shotguns out. They gonna get the pistols and some gators.
So we had a shotgun house. So it was my cousins on one side and my family on the other side. I have 2 older sisters, so it was 5 of us in one side and they had a few on their side. But yeah, I used to, and the way the house was set up, you come in through the front door and you're damn near in the back of the house. It was that small, you know, and still, even in the house, I'm dribbling the ball. My mom, stop dribbling that ball in the house. My sisters, I'm throwing it off them, shooting layups off the wall. So it all started for just a love of the game, a love of basketball, watching guys like MJ, my favorite player, Anthony Hardaway, Penny Hardaway. That's my favorite player all time, bro. Just watching those guys and always just dreaming of being in the NBA. Started off with just a love of the game. Yeah. And then as I got older, I started to get better and better. I started to be on teams where I started to separate myself. I was always the smallest guy. So that never was a thing to me. Like, you know, people ask me all the time, like, how you made an NBA so short? And I'm like, you know, I didn't even notice I was short because I just always felt like I belonged. Yeah. So always been the smallest guy on every team I've been on. You know, always just had a ball in my hand, just always working. I guess it was me working, not knowing it. You know what I'm saying? Just dribbling through the house, dribbling through the neighborhood. And then, like I said, as I got older and older, I started to just see the separation between myself and my friends or my teammates. Yeah. I could see when they stopped growing, you know, who was still getting better as a player instead of just relying on their size. And it was always me. And, you know, that's kind of how it started, bro. Just loving the game, coming from New Orleans. And
when did you figure out, like, I can do this and go to the NBA?
I always felt. I just
You always
always.
felt that
I just since I was like I said 4 years old. My mom she'll tell you today. Like
you believe
I
it
told
off rip.
as you know, and I tell my kids all the time, especially my sons, because they hoop now. So I'm like, bro, if you believe something, it can happen. Like, don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Don't let nothing, any adversity that comes your way, don't let it change your mindset. Like, I always believe. I never had a plan B. I don't know. People ask me all the time, what would you have done if you didn't play basketball? I really don't know because I was a basketball player. I knew it from an early age.
Big dub. That's a big dub.
Early age.
Big dub. Big dub.
So that's kind of how it started for me, bro. Just, and a lot of, New Orleans is not known for basketball players.
I don't know shit in New Orleans.
We have
them Gators.
Yeah, we got Mardi Gras, we got Jazz Fest, we got the Saints. We're not known for developing basketball players, and there are a few guys that I loved and looked up to. Randy Livingston, Hollis Price, my guy played in the NBA, Kerry Kittles. Mm-hmm. All those guys. I mean, I looked up to those guys coming up, but it wasn't a lot of guys that came from New Orleans that made it to the NBA that our generation from New Orleans could look up to and see and touch.
Sure.
So yeah, man, I just always just believed I was gonna be an NBA player.
Some of the people that are watching this probably already know you from University of Texas. Mm-hmm. Did you win a national championship with Texas?
We didn't. We
didn't get the dub.
We didn't. We didn't.
What year were you in UT and was Kate? No, were you around with KD?
Yeah, me and KD were freshmen together. We were actually roommates.
Okay, let's get to some of that KD UT. Yeah, that life.
Yeah, so me and KD were freshmen. We were freshmen together. We were actually roommates together. That was let me see. It had to be in 06, 07, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, we came in as freshmen together. Also, Damian James, another Texas guy. We had Justin Mason from Amarillo, Texas, and then AJ Abrams, who was already he was a freshman at UT the year before we got there, which made him a sophomore the year we came in. That was our starting five. So we had 4 freshmen starting and 1 sophomore. Uh-huh. First day on campus. Everybody going party. Everybody want to go out and explore. KD like, hey, bro, we going to the gym.
Really?
Swear to God.
First day. You got my respect now, KD.
First day. We ain't even put our stuff in our dorm room yet. And he like, yo, let's go to the gym. We was in the gym all night, like till 1, 2 in the morning.
Was Texas basketball even a thing then? Did they ever win a national championship or anything? Or was that your class that made Texas?
TJ Ford, my guy. TJ Ford. That's my guy.
Okay.
TJ Ford, like a mentor to me. That's my guy. We got the same financial advisor. I mean, I could tell you, me and TJ been rocking. So TJ is the real, like, I would say the rock of UT as far as basketball. He started everything. His group made it to the Final Four against Carmelo and those guys. That was that year. Carmelo and them won Syracuse. So TJ and Royal Ivy and James Thomas and all those guys, that was the group. And then under them came Daniel Gibson, PJ Tucker, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Damn, about PJ.
Right, LaMarcus Aldridge.
Damn.
Yeah. Then under them came me, KD, all us.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Tristan Thompson and Corey Joseph. Like, it just kept going down. Avery Bradley. So TJ and that group was really who started and put Texas on the map. And, another point guard that I always looked up to. That's like my brother to this day. So,
and you were there for the full tenure?
No, I was there. I got drafted after my sophomore year.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
big congratulations on that. So, what was it like? What was it like working with KD in your first year at UT?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy, man. Cause we were McDonald's All-American together. So we kind of.
You were too?
Yeah.
Okay, DJ.
What you mean too, bro? I told you I've been doing this since 4, bro.
So, here, this is a little disrespectful to DJ. So when I'm a fan, like of basketball. So when I think of DJ Augustin, I'm thinking of a guy that goes to team, gets a job, and he's a veteran talent guy. He's not going to stay on the team. Anyways, it sounds very disrespectful. So when I hear him saying he's that guy at McDonald's,
you know me as a journeyman / like role player in the league. That was my league. My league title, if you want to say.
Okay. There you go.
So I respect that. But I definitely use it. You can ask any of my colleagues or any of the guys I played with in high school. They'll tell you about me. You might look at me or somebody might meet me now and off the court and, oh, he's so nice, But when I get on that court, I'm a different person, bro. Straight up. Like I said, I've been this size since I was little. And I never grew again. So, you know. But anyway, I was saying, what was I saying about, we were talking about
KD and the All-American.
So we were McDonald's All-American together. I was actually, as a freshman, just so, you know, we could go back. As a freshman, I was the number 1 point guard in the country. From my freshman year to my junior year, I was the number 1 point guard in the country. And then my senior year, which was Katrina, happened.
Okay.
I had to change high schools and all that kind of stuff. And so I went from being number 1 to like number 3. Ty Lawson became number 1 and Mike Conley was 2 and I was 3.
Damn.
Yeah. So I held down that number 1 spot for a good 3 years. But anyway, me and KD, we all made the McDonald's game, McDonald's team. And that's where we kind of met for the first time. And we hung out a lot. We both committed to Texas at that point, so we made it a point to get to know each other. And like I said, we were roommates at UT together. And then we've been close ever since. That's my dog. You know, one thing about KD that I would say a lot of people can see from him is that he just cares about hooping, right? What do you say? He don't care about money. He don't care about clothes, all that kind of stuff. He just want to hoop.
Before we get into this, KD, don't hate on me if you watch this or hear this. He said all he cared about was hooping. This is true. But you know what? We didn't blow a 3-1 lead and join the other team.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Hey, sometimes you got to make the best decision for yourself. And as a fan, I understand. But as a player, we got to do what's best for us because these GMs and these owners and these coaches don't give a damn about our families, what we got going on, none of that. So we got to be the ones to take our careers in our hands and make hard decisions sometimes. Fans may not like it. He did what he had to do. He won, what, 2 chips? 2?
He didn't win no 2 chips.
Hey, man, you got to go back. You better go back.
He blew a 3-1 lead.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about
the
ones they won.
First.
The ones they won, you go back and see who held it down. I know Steph is great. But who was
you know why he was able to hold it down?
Why?
Because when that guy across the street over there, LeBron James, was playing all 45 minutes, and that time too, like he did this season, KD was sitting on the bench and getting that rest.
I hear you.
That was the easiest 2 rings he could have got.
It was. I mean, he made it look easy.
You know what? I have to just tell the truth, and that's why I'm here. KD, I was just telling a story about Team USA, and I was sitting right here, and I even said, get the ball to KD, and they get the ball to KD. You know so I have my KD moments. It was just, you brought up KD, and you talk about hooping. I just don't respect the down 3-1 and then join the Warriors and steal fucking 2 more rings from my guy LeBron.
I think personally, everybody loves KD as a hooper. Your hooper spirit loves KD.
Yes, but that's why I asked for him to take the shot when I was Team USA.
They know what's up. But anyway, KD.
Yeah, anyways.
So what was I saying again? I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about, you guys were talking about at McDonald's All-American. You guys were focused on hooping together.
Yeah, he's a hooper. When you see KD,
you said KD's a hooper.
Straight up. He don't care about I'm gonna tell you this story. He might not. I don't know. He ain't gonna get mad, but KD had a bag of money, and it wasn't a lot of money. It was just a lot of miscellaneous money, 5s, 10s, crazy shit.
Taking sponsors.
So
speaking of sponsorships, Regal Pools made this guy's pool. Shout out to Regal Pools.
Shout out to Regal. The pool came out amazing. But no, so KD had this money right on the bed, and at this time it was no NIL, none of that shit. I'm not saying he got it from anybody, but KD wouldn't even lock his dorm room door. We shared a bathroom together, but he would never lock his dorm room door. But the money just sitting on his bed pouring out. Like, he didn't care about money. He didn't care about cars, clothes. Even to this day, you could look at him. He don't even care. Like, the dude just want to hoop. He's a fan. He watches basketball. He plays 2K. I don't like basketball that much, but like, he's really like that with basketball. He loves it. But yeah, great dude. That's my guy.
This is me getting off. I'm not getting off topic. This is my show. We talked about KD. Just keep on the KD subject. Where do you think he's gonna go, man? Do you think he's gonna stay in Phoenix right now? What's his play?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. He close to retiring. The last time we talked, he told me like, bro, I'm ready to be done with this. Straight up. So don't be surprised. Like, I don't know his next move. We haven't spoken in a while. We actually we're opening a sports lounge type thing in Austin. Okay. We TJ, Royale, KD, a couple other guys. So we all bringing something to Austin. It's called Austin Sports Club. So excited to be doing that with him and everybody. But the last time we spoke, that's what he told me. Like, bro, I don't have much left in me to do this. And I think it's more on like a mental side. I don't think it's more because he could hoop. He could do that until he 50, just like LeBron. But people don't understand how much it take a toll on you mentally as a professional basketball athlete, period.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations on the Austin thing. What is it again?
Austin Sports Club. So it's like a upscale, like lounge restaurant somewhere where business people, because there's a lot of businesses moving to Austin.
Okay, cool.
So, Austin's known for college towns, parties, clubs. So this is more like upscale, cleaned up. People could go there, have meetings.
When is that going to be projected?
Hopefully at the end of this year.
To start up or open?
To open.
Okay, awesome. Good deal.
Hopefully, yeah.
Oh, yeah, congratulations. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then, you mentioned, you said he's probably mentally, close to retiring. So you mean to tell me the guy that's close to retiring, when he got called by Draymond to join the Warriors to take out my guy, and my guy's 40, guarding Gobert, blocking shots from Anthony Edwards, playing defense for 40 minutes, that's not retiring. Is that what you mean to tell me?
Hey, listen, I think all those guys are on the edge, right? On borderline retirement. Even LeBron's thinking about it. LeBron's thinking about it. It's in his head. Trust me.
He saw the shoes, man. He's not thinking about it.
He's thinking about it, bro. When you get to that number of years in the league and that age and your kids getting older and you've been doing it so long.
Man, the kids are going to play with him.
I'm telling you, bro. You start to think about it. I'm saying it crossed your mind. It crossed your mind because, you never, number one, you never know. Look at LeBron just got hurt, MCL. You never know what could happen as far as injuries. A lot of players have ended their career not the way they wanted. And that's one thing I'm blessed that I can say, like, I ended the way I wanted. I still had teams calling me to sign with them. I was like, nah, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And that was the most important, the biggest thing for me, that I could end how I wanted to end. And I could say, no, I'm good. Because there's a lot of dudes that I know and a lot of players that had to retire because of injury or had to retire because they didn't get any calls.
Yeah.
Or they're asking for workouts and tryouts and all this, like guys names
Well, if he was to retire, and since you used to play for the Rockets.
The Rockets have a shot, though. They have a shot. He loved Houston.
Okay, would it be beneficial on both sides to play for the Houston Rockets?
I would love to see him here. I would love to see him. That's my dog. I live here. He's here.
But you're not gonna say if you're the owner or GM, he's old.
Nah, bro. KD is a bucket. He, like you said, that game on the line, get the ball to KD.
And you feel like that's what Houston could be missing.
That's what they missing. That's what they missing. If you look at that series with the Warriors, JG, that's my boy too, my young fella. That was new for him. He's never been in the playoffs. He's never been in the playoffs against an experienced team like that. The playoffs are so different from the regular season. Like, you're playing the same team 7 times possibly. You know how hard that is? Like, they know everything. They know every play you call them. You call a play, they know it. You make a move, they know what move you're making. It comes down to making shots and just sometimes just being lucky. And I think it was new for him. And if they would have had a guy like KD who's been there, done that, 7 foot, shoot the ball, make plays, gonna get double teamed. Come on, man. They winning that series easily.
So, KD, if you come to Houston.
Come to Houston, KD. Come to Houston, my boy.
He made it official.
He ain't got to worry about nothing. I got everything set up for him.
Do I didn't mean to make the next call to make it happen, or is this tampering?
Hey, just know if he signed with the Rockets, hey, Houston, y'all got to come talk to me. The Rockets.
And if he does sign with the Rockets, hey, KD, me and you may have differences. We'd love to sit you down here and talk about him. But hey, if you need a trainer, I got you. I feel my ways. But maybe you can persuade me. But there's only one go, James. DJ, you want to take another baby shot?
Let's take another baby shot.
Instead of a dub, we're gonna do one more shot because that's what happened.
I need a baby shot.
That's what happened. When Dre was on here, we got one too many, but I don't get to do this too often, and DJ probably doesn't get this too often.
That's good right there. That's good.
Okay, my bad.
You about to shit?
Doesn't KD got a tequila? No, he's a wine guy, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of wine guys now.
Well, hey, we could do a wine sponsor, KD. Just saying.
Wine. That's my stuff.
Okay, so boom, number 2. DJ. Okay, KD's coming to Houston. Patrick?
Hey, man, don't be surprised.
So, yeah, you guys didn't end up winning. You went to the Final Four, you said?
So, our freshman year, we made it to the Sweet 16. We lost to USC. They had Nick Young, Taj Gibson, Gabe Pruitt. They had about 6 NBA players, and they were all juniors and seniors. Nick was a sophomore. But we was all freshmen. It was 4 freshmen and a sophomore. So I'm not making no excuses, but we came across a good team early on, Sweet 16.
Who won that year? Who won it all that year?
Who won it that year? I know Kansas beat Memphis my sophomore year. That's the year after I left because we lost to. So my sophomore year we lost to D Rose, Memphis. We lost to them in the Elite Eight.
Oh, nice.
Elite Eight. We almost made it to the Final Four. Elite Eight, D Rose. They outmatched us. We didn't have enough.
Was KD with you then, or
nah? KD left after our freshman year.
1 year.
He stayed 1 year. And so even I could have left for the draft after my freshman year.
Okay. They
was saying I would have went lottery, but I wasn't ready, bro. Like, people ask me why you didn't leave or what made you stay. Like, I wasn't ready.
It's very mature.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. Like, I wasn't ready physically, none of that shit. So going into my sophomore year, again, I'm gonna always say this. You can ask my mom, you can ask my wife. Like, they'll tell you. Like, I told them going into my sophomore year, like, I ain't coming back. This is it. So going into that summer,
no plan B, right there.
I ain't coming back. So after that summer, I got a trainer out here in Houston, a guy named D. Edwards. I forgot how I found him.
Why where was the Houston ties? Because you're from New Orleans, right? How'd you
Katrina.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we came out here during Katrina, my senior year of high school, and we never left.
Got it.
So I came back out here, found a trainer. I'm like, I need you to get me stronger, faster, everything. Just don't worry about basketball, just physically.
But where did that come from? Why did you have that mentality? Who taught you that? So when I hear things like that, especially then, I feel like, what year was that? 06? What was it?
That was 07 going. That was I gotta look it up, bro. It was 07 going into 08.
Because back then, people like me in the training world wasn't a thing, especially with hoopers. Other than the stories you'd hear about Michael Jordan, Tim Grover, and Kobe, but guys don't have that mentality, especially basketball players. So how did you have that and knew it like that?
So I'm gonna tell you who it was. Ty Wright. Ty Wright right now, he's the assistant. Well, no, he's the head strength coach in Philly. Coach Ty.
Okay.
He was our strength and conditioning coach at UT our freshman year. So Coach Ty, so when I got to UT, now mind you, I'm from New Orleans, so we like to eat. We eat gumbo. We eat alligator. We eat.
No chitlins.
No chitlins. I don't eat chitlins. But we like to eat, dog. So we like to eat. And at this time, I'm in high school. I don't know about nutrition. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I finished my high school year, McDonald's game, all that over. So I'm just eating, getting ready for college, So I had gained like 15, 20 pounds. I ain't realize it. So when I got to UT, Coach Todd, our strength and conditioning coach, that's my guy to this day, put me in fat camp. Me and Dexter.
DJ was in fat camp.
I was in fat camp. Me and Dexter Pittman. Big Dex.
So you went to fat camp twice. You went to fat camp then. You came to Congo and started your fat camp routine right there.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, bro. You gotta start somewhere. But now I know what to do now. But anyway, so he put us in fat camp. So what that consisted of is I would have class at 7 a.m. I think when we start summer school. I had to be in the gym at 5 a.m. with Coach Todd. Me and Dex was in fat camp. On the bike at 5. After that, some other strength stuff. Like he would work us for the first hour of that time, and then I could take a shower and go to class, be on time for class. So we did that for a month straight. And that first week and a half, I lost so much weight, dog. I came back home to see my family. They were like, what happened to on my face, everything, bro. Just, So Coach Ty really put it on my mind, if you wanna be at this level, you gotta work like this. This is how you gotta work. So Coach Ty Wright, he was the guy that really changed my mindset as far as working hard outside off the court and being in physical shape to perform on the court. And it's just from there, I've always been a gym rat more so in the weight room than on the court.
Yeah, I love that because especially, like I said, hoopers are afraid to do it. But now, obviously, it's becoming more of a thing. Mm-hmm. But I was just interested, I love that you had that mentality at that. And I think that speaks to what your 15 years eventually became. So before we get into, that training part and then getting drafted, we talked about the NIL stuff. What's your thoughts on that with basketball? Obviously the NIL in general. How would you have been when NIL was when you were there? And you think it's helping or hurting the sport of basketball? Because it's kind of a slippery slope right now, and you guys obviously should get paid your worth as people are buying their jerseys, but then, you know, I feel like it's taking these kids' work ethic away too. Like, what's there to strive for when you're making $1 million or $2 million in college? Well, I'm good now. Is the hunger still the same to get that NBA paycheck? Like, what's your thoughts on all that, and how would it, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, so I'm gonna say this. If this was going on when I was in college, I would have made so much money. But I'm glad it didn't. It's pros and cons to everything, right? So I do feel like these kids deserve to make money. When I was in college, I got $300 a month. $300 a month to eat. $300 a month, bro.
Not a job.
$300 a month. And then if we did anything that was outside of that looked suspicious, it's called compliance. They would come, compliance would come see, okay, your mom makes this amount, your dad makes this amount. How you afford this car? How you do this?
Shit.
How you can have this size TV in your dorm? Yeah, like shit like that. Yeah.
LeBron had the Hummer.
He ain't go to college. That's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we were struggling in college as players, and we 5 in the morning to 10 at night, they running us to the ground, and they making all the money. So I do feel like these kids deserve to get paid. I feel like we should have got paid, but I also feel like it should be regulated. I feel like it should have a cap. I don't think certain players should get more than other players because that can cause turmoil within the team, teammates. You know how that is. Because that's how it is in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, that's my biggest problem with it. I see that kids they don't have that same motivation. When I was coming up, bro, I had to go to the NBA. Like, it was like,
yeah, it's a different.
I probably would have turned down if somebody would have offered me money in college. I would have been like, no, I'm going here. I'll get that over here. But it's like these kids don't have they it's crazy. When I went to UT, I went to UT 2 years ago. I was inducted in the UT Hall of Fame. So
big dub,
I wasn't able to receive my trophy the night they did it because I was playing. I had a game. I was with the Rockets at the time, and so I took my family there two years later when Rodney Terry became the head coach, and they presented me with it in front of the team, and I'm saying what were we talking about? I keep losing my train of thought.
Yeah, we're talking about when you were. I lost my train of thought.
That's the tequila, bro.
No.
Let me drink it. God, that's that baby shot.
That's a baby had to get a shot. Aaron, you remember where we were at?
NIL.
Yeah.
We're talking about NIL.
Yeah, but I still forgot what the hell I was saying. But when I won my...
we got a stupid blooper. We got our first Shacked in the Fool moment.
It's going to come back to me.
Putting that in the new part of the podcast, Shacked in the Fool moment. First guest, DJ Augustin.
It's going to come back to me. I said
that host, but it's okay. When you're the host like Shaq, you can have...
What was I saying? They presented me with my award.
We need to run the tape back?
It's right down the tip of my tongue, bro. Why I went back to Austin. Oh, this what it is. Don't put in the bloopers. I know what I'm saying.
You still Shacked in the Fool. It's the first episode of Shacked in the Fool.
So we go back, right? So they can present me with my award in front of the team. And while we were there, I was going in the mornings to watch the team work out and train. And so as I'm pulling up to the practice facility, these dudes pulling up in Lamborghinis and Mercedes-Benz and Escalades, and I'm looking like, what the... Like, my freshman year, we walked everywhere. We didn't have a car. They pulling up like NBA players. So that's why I was telling you, like, it's crazy, bro. Like, and they don't have that motivation. They don't have that...
Yeah, that's a different level of hunger because you like, I got to get to the league. And it's like, well, I already got my Lambo. I already got my thing. Speaking of the Lambos and stuff, my boy, he's on that wall right there. Number 6, DJ. That's my boy Robert Hurrah. That's my best friend.
Uh-huh.
So when you were talking about $300 a month, you said, I immediately thought of him. And think about it. So he's from Los Angeles, came to University of Wyoming. Some things didn't work out. He ain't got no money. He ain't got shit. He's stuck in Laramie, Wyoming, and because of him, honestly, I'm where I'm at to this day. So it's pretty cool. Now you see that, and that's really why I'm at. Because he gave me my first chance.
Gotcha.
When I was a nobody, and he believed in me. But anyways, we were breaking all sorts of rules. We had an extra Honda Halima's Honda. So this is why I love the podcast, because DJ gets to tell these type of stories. So Halima had a Honda. She got a new car. She wasn't using the Hondas. They will just rob one and drive the Honda around. So we gave him our spare Honda after she got a new car, and I would always cook for him. Like I was his personal trainer, basically. I'd buy him food. I cook for him.
And he played in the league.
He got to the league. But this is at Wyoming, so in college life. Stayed at my place. We played Grand Theft Auto. We played 2K. I picked him up, and then I did that for a couple other players. I was breaking rules left and right, but I was doing it because I cared about the players. Right, and I was trying to elevate their games. When you mentioned $300, I remember all the shit up. And even Samina, my older sister, when LeBron came out with his LeBron 9 cool gray shoes, we specifically left Laramie, Wyoming. It's only a 2-hour drive to Denver to go pick those up that my sister bought for him and gave him shoes and bought him cleats too for him to play. It was just like we were breaking anything, but the hunger was different. Yeah. So I bring that up because there's a different level of hunger when you ain't got shit and you're stuck in Laramie, Wyoming, or University of Texas, and the end goal is the show, and there's that complacency. And I think the other thing I saw too, what was it, Rick Pitino? Did you see that speech when he was ripping all the players? You didn't see that?
No.
Aaron, do you know what I'm talking about? He was ripping the players, and it's like I was so happy to see that shit because a coach.
And see, that's another thing too.
Wasn't afraid to like get into these kids' fucking face, you know.
This transfer portal stuff is giving these kids a chance and a way out of tough times. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what a college coach supposed to do. Like Rick Barnes, dog, like he used to shit on us. I'll never forget, bro. Remember, I told you we was 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore. Yeah. We're playing against seniors. Dudes are 21, 22, 28, 20, 23. We're 18, 17 years old playing against these guys. They've been in college. We went to Spokane, Washington. We played Gonzaga. They was a top 10 team at the time. We're 4 freshmen and 1 sophomore. We on ESPN for the first time. We get our ass kicked. I'm talking about whoop. Man, we got back to Austin. Rick Barnes said it was like 2 a.m. when we landed back in Austin. He was like, I better see all y'all at 5 a.m. Whoever late, I'm locking them out and they gonna have to deal with me. So we got back at 2. We probably got to our dorms by 2:30, something like that. We had to be up in 3 hours to get back to the gym. He ran us until class. But we all stayed and we all fought through that together. It made us stronger as a team. Like, it built our character as players. And like these kids now, like, if times get like that, they gonna transfer and go to the next. And the grass ain't always greener. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really like none of it. I've been the type of person to this day, like, if I make a decision, I'm sticking with my decision. No matter what it is, good or bad. That's why before I make a decision, I'm going to put a lot of thought into it, a lot of time and effort, and I'm going to do my due diligence to make sure that when I make the decision, I'm standing on it. I'm not running. I'm not quitting. I'm going to stay.
Do you even think these kids even have that, what you just said? Do they even have that capability of doing that?
I don't think so because they got too many options now. Man. They got too many options now. That's what I'm saying.
And that goes back to, I'm going to play this Rick Pitino clip because I want to hear it again too. But it goes back to the greatness of coaching too. I think you lose the art of coaching because now, do you even think a Mike Krzyzewski or your coach could even succeed in this era? Because I feel like coaches like that, the reason why their players came out on top was because of shit like that. Going through the hard stuff and not quitting and persevering. And these guys don't got it.
They don't. And you see a lot of college coaches are starting to resign. Yeah. Because they like, man, I ain't dealing with this shit. It's gonna keep getting worse, you know. But yeah, man.
Dig in and be a basketball player. Dig in. Every time you miss a shot, your game deflates. We don't care about your missed shots. Play defense. You guys keep blowing opportunity upon opportunity upon opportunity. You're like children with bad things happening. Instead of digging in and be tougher, you wilt. Where is your toughness? Where have you guys been raised that you're so weak mentally that you just give up when something doesn't go right for you?
I just said that.
Yeah. Don't you know what adversity is all about? That's the game of life, not the game of basketball. You don't get down when things go wrong. You dig in and get tougher. Your whole life's gonna be adversity. Learn how to deal with it.
Oh yeah!
Hey, send me that. I'm gonna show that to my son. Send me
Right?
that.
I got you.
Yeah, because but at the end of the day, like he's saying, this life too. Like it ain't gonna be a cakewalk when you finish basketball. And I feel bad for the kids, man, because when they do get to real life or when they don't get drafted, because you gotta understand, bro. And my basketball camp, and whenever I speak to schools or teams or kids, I always tell them it's 450 NBA players every year in the world. 450. That's it. 60 guys in the draft every year. So you got the players that's been doing it, that's trying to keep their job, and you got guys trying to take a job. And no, you all not gonna make it. Probably none of y'all gonna make it. That's why I'll be straight up with my campus and my kids. I'll be like, maybe one of y'all out this room might make it. What you gonna do if you don't? What you gonna do when things get hard? Like, are you gonna quit? Are you gonna give up? You know what I'm saying? And that's the messed up part with these kids now. Like they just quit and give up, and then they blaming everybody.
Yeah,
they blaming the coach Pitino.
That's why I love. Finally, there wasn't a coach where there was.
But he's an old school coach, though.
Yeah, I love that shit.
He's an old school coach, and that's why I come up under old school coaches.
That's
Even in the NBA, my first coach was Larry Brown, bro. Larry Brown was my first coach as a rookie. He destroyed me. But I was already built up for that type of shit.
Yeah, but I think those are the coaches that get the most wins and the most respect for big time guys or just players because they stand on. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna let you. I'm not a yes man. I'm not gonna let you walk over. And I think, honestly, too, I think if you're a great player or just a solid player in any sport, you would want your coach to check you. You wouldn't want a yes man or I'm doing everything right. How do you become great? Then?
Larry Brown told me. He said. The day I stop talking to you, then you gotta worry. That's what he told me. The day I stop yelling at you, that's when you gotta worry. That means I don't care about you. Yeah. Swear to God, told me that to my face.
Yeah, so they gotta figure the NIL stuff out. But it was cool to hear your take on it, and I agree with it, and that's why I'm so hard on the kids in the gym in a sense of like getting in their face and like pushing them. Like, let me see what you got. Let me see if you want to go to that dark place. Let's see if you can keep coming back. And in order to get my respect, if you do what I do. And if you want to do the 4 a.m. and you want to do that, and you do that consistently, then I'll start talking to you. And then I'll start fucking with you. That's my respect barrier. And then once you do that, you're in this little circle of trust. And you got my trust. And I want you to be better than me. Because I tell the kids now, I was like, dude, and even my girls too. I'm not going to leave the girls out. And my volleyball players I train. I said, if you can take this mentality and just outwork and outwill everybody in this era of life, you're going to succeed 99.9% of the time more than everybody else because nobody knows how to push and go after it.
But the biggest thing, too, is like we talking about teams. Basketball is a team sport. So imagine going through all that with your teammates. That's the thing. Like, at Texas, we went through all this shit together. Like the Rick Barnes story I told you about. The Coach Ty getting us up early and we get class and study hard and back to practice. Like, we doing this as a group. So we going through all the same stuff together. I'm helping you out when I see you down or something happened back home with your family or you missing your mom or we 18 years old. Like I used to cry my first couple of weeks. Every time I woke up at 5, I cried, bro. Cause I knew what my day was about to be like. I was about to have to run suicides and fucking go to class for 8 hours, then go to study. I'm not gonna see my bed again till 10 o'clock tonight. I used to cry, bro. But then I was like, fuck it. I know where I'm trying to go. You know what I'm saying? But we doing all this together. So when we getting them tough games together, we leaning on each other. Like, KD know I ain't about to fold. I know he ain't about to fold. You know what I'm saying? So So it's like, you know, when you do it with a group of people, it make a difference too.
Especially when you're down 3-1 and we don't join the other team. We come back and defeat the team on their home court.
You
Rockets
crazy,
couldn't
bro.
get it done. Just saying. But yeah, that was cool, man. So you were what draft class were you when you got drafted?
I was 08, I think.
First round, second. What were you?
I was the 9th pick. Bro, do your goddamn research.
Hey, man, that's why you on here. Hey, I'm not the research guy in the sense of this is the real research, getting the real raw, authentic cash.
I was top 10,
Hey,
dog.
boy, DJ could have been somebody. I mean, he was somebody. Big dub, man. You said 9th
I
pick?
was the 9th pick, yeah.
Where at? Was that the
Charlotte. I was
Charlotte, that's what it was.
It was
Bobcats.
It was D Rose, Mike Beasley. It was either OJ Mayo. I think it was OJ.
Mike Beasley.
Mike Beasley went to Miami. OJ Mayo. You know Mike Beasley.
Yeah, why am I tripping? It might be
Left hand, Mike Beasley.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, no, yeah, I got you.
OJ Mayo went 3. Eric Gordon went 4 to the Clippers, I think. 5 was Kevin Love. 6, I still remember this draft. That's crazy. 6 was who was 6?
Oh, okay, Aaron.
Gallinari.
Danilo Gallinari.
Gallo went to the Knicks, right?
Real quick before you go to the next one, so before we lose train of thought, we're talking about Danilo Gallinari.
Oh, we gonna lose.
Danilo Gallinari draft. Before we got his draft pick, Danilo Gallinari ruined my life. You know why?
That's my boy.
Because this is when I was a big time Nuggets fan because growing up, Denver was next to Wyoming, and Carmelo and all that, Chauncey, all those guys, and that's when they made that trade. We'll have to do my research on this one. I should remember it, but that's when they traded Carmelo and it was Carmelo and Chauncey. They went to New York, and New York's getting their ass kicked. Fuck. Carmelo Anthony and Chauncey Billups traded in New York, and that broke my heart because Chauncey Billups and Melo are right there. Obviously, Kobe was in the way, but I really think they could have done it with that team. And then that's when we got Danilo Gallinari and Costa Koufis and all these guys. And they just thought Eddie Nahara, they thought that was going to be the team.
They probably was trying to go young. Yeah. The guys you name, and they were young at the time. And Chauncey and them was kind of getting older. So
did you know Chauncey?
I know Chauncey. I played against Chauncey. I know Chauncey.
Shout out to Chauncey. Chauncey,
Chauncey, good dude.
I never really got to meet you, but my sister used to nanny for them. You knew that?
Yeah, I think Taj told me.
Oh, yeah. So... Love Chauncey. Chauncey shouldn't have been traded out of Denver. Denver should have been his home. You guys could have won a championship. I think they would have. But yeah, that's the story of Danilo Gallinari. They were looking at him to be the guy.
Yeah, Gallo was like that, bro.
That's the shit they said, but he couldn't deliver.
He got hurt.
And then the Nuggets were never the same. And then, Shaq went to Cleveland. That's the LeBron story. Shaq went to Cleveland. And when Shaq went to Cleveland, that's when I became a LeBron fan. It was because of Shaq.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh.
Gallo could play, bro. Gallo could
play.
So Gallo was 6.
Oh, 6. Okay.
6. 7 was
Eric Gordon.
Eric went 7?
Yep.
So who went 4?
4 was Russell Westbrook.
Russ. I forgot Russ.
Damn, you were in that class.
Yeah, so let me start over.
Kevin Love.
Let me start over. Let me start over. So it was
DJ?
It was D Rose, Beasley, OJ Mayo, Russ, Kevin Love, Gallo, EG, don't tell me. So this dude, he was also a great, he was just a great athlete, dog. He went to West Virginia. What's his name, man? Go ahead, tell me. Joe Alexander. You probably don't even know him.
I don't know Joe Alexander.
Joe could shoot, hops. I think he played volleyball too, like sand volleyball, whatever. But he went 8, and then I went 9. Brooke Lopez went 10, and that was it.
It's a great draft class, bro.
Yeah, so yeah, and the crazy shit about that is, I don't know how familiar you are with the draft process, but when you about to get drafted, you go work out for teams, right? I only worked out for 4 teams that's going into the draft. I worked out for the Knicks, the Clippers, Phoenix, and I know I love Arizona, bro. Phoenix would be nice. And another team I can't remember. So I only worked out for 4 teams. Sacramento. I worked out for 4 teams.
Okay.
So the night of the draft, my agent comes to my table and he like, I'm in the green room. He comes to my table and he like, hey DJ, so this was about to happen. Indiana's gonna pick you at 11 and trade you to Sacramento at 12 because Sacramento really wants you. They need a point guard, right? So I'm like, cool. I know where I'm going. We shake hands. I start telling my family. So they get on the thing. I'm sitting back. They get on the thing with the 9th pick in the NBA draft. The Charlotte Bobcats select DJ Augustin. I look at I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we looking around like, and they was like, come on. I'm like, oh shit.
So you really didn't know
I ain't know it. Never worked out for him. My phone ring. It's MJ. It's MJ. It's Larry Brown.
Damn.
Calling me.
Damn.
Welcome to the team. Like, but I'm still in shock because I literally thought I was going to the Kings. I made my mind. I'm gonna be with the Kings, and so that's my little crazy draft story. But yeah, I went 9th pick in the top 10.
What was that relationship? We had Dre on last couple episodes ago talking about that relationship with Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, another side story. So we were talking about Jordan. That's what we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
I met. He goes by the name of Worldwide West.
Uncle West.
Okay, Uncle West.
Uncle West.
So mind you, DJ, I'm a fan. I really don't know a lot about like the important stuff that people would know.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Dre talking about this stuff, and we're talking about. Obviously, Dre knows I'm a LeBron guy. We're drinking It was Jordan's tequila. That's what I was trying to bring over here when I was looking for it. And after the show, he put me on FaceTime with this guy. He said, "Dose, tell him who you think the best player is." And then he's going back and forth with me about Jordan. And then Dre takes the phone from me. He's like, "Dose." He's like, he don't even know who he's talking to.
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that."
Uncle West, dog. He the man, bro.
So he was obviously now I know who he is.
Yeah.
His ties with Jordan.
He ties with everybody.
Anyways, we need that. You're supposed to send us the Jordan tequila.
Uncle West?
Yeah.
Uncle West.
Uncle West supposed to send us the Jordan tequila. I'm gonna send you this again. I know your phone's always busy, but
That's my guy.
we gotta get the tequila. But yeah, we were talking about
Charlotte, Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, did you end up getting a relationship with him as that, or was it just one of those things?
Yeah, nah.
How long did you play for the Bobcats?
I'm gonna tell you this too. You probably don't know this. I was one of the first ever rookies to sign with Jordan Brand.
I don't know that because
I was with Jordan
Taj
Brand.
know you were a Jordan Brand guy?
I was with Jordan Brand for 10 years. Taj think I only got one pair of shoes anyway. Because I only work out in one pair of shoes. He think I ain't got no shoe game, bro.
We may have to do a live segment. I'm not drunk.
He don't think I got a shoe game. But
he would know that answer, but I'm pretty surprised that you were a Jordan guy.
I signed, so I'm gonna tell you a crazy story about that too after this call.
Damn.
10 years.
We gotta get the tequila then. There's gotta be a connection if West. Somebody's gotta get the tequila. You know, we were talking about him before this. He ain't gonna answer. He's a dad of two now. He's either getting donuts for the kids for their cheat thing tonight, or he's at the park strolling somebody.
He ain't answering, bro.
Hold on, man.
You wait to the end? That's what you do?
Yeah, wait for the end.
Nah, if you don't answer...
Just like when I'm down 3-1, I wait and I come back and I believe.
If you don't answer by the fifth, I'm hanging up.
I believe. Damn, the Knicks are really getting their ass kicked. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but nah, so...
Jordan athlete. 10 years?
10 years. So, at the time, Michael wasn't the owner yet.
Okay.
It was Bob Johnson, the owner of BET. He was the owner.
Okay.
MJ was like waiting in the wing for his opportunity, but he still was a part of the team, the organization.
I mean, LeBron was going to be a better owner than him anyway. But go ahead.
So he sold it. He sold the Bobcats like a couple years ago. Yeah, but so Bob Johnson was the owner. So I never forget, after I got drafted, I had like a week home to be with my family and celebrate and shit. Then I had to go to Vegas for summer league. So at the time, I had always been an Adidas guy. Like on the AAU scene, I was Adidas.
Well, that time Adidas was.
Adidas was
right?
What?
Yeah.
We had the ABCD camp, T-Mac. Man, what? Everybody wanted to be
Superstar, 2Gs, all those things. Yeah.
So I was an Adidas guy my whole high school career, and like I told you, I'm very loyal. So if I'm with you, I'm with you. So I was praying for Adidas to come offer me a shoe contract. Like, please, like. Like my agent was talking to Nike, and it's the funny one. You probably don't even know this company. They don't even make shoes anymore. K1X. You ever heard of that? Ron Artest was a part of.
When you said Ron Artest, I'm thinking about the shoe now. I think I might have seen it.
He came out with his own shoe later, but K1X, I think Ron was their guy at the time. This is in 08.
You were one Dadas?
No, I didn't wear no Dadas.
Oh wait, no Dadas.
This came. Yeah, this was
okay.
Yeah, so K1X sent me. They wanted to pay me like good money. Like at the time, it was real good money for a rookie. So my agent was like, "All right, send him some shoes, send him some merch. He'll wear it during summer league, and then we'll let you know." Cause we're talking to other companies. So I never forget. I wore a pair of K1X shoes in practice. First practice, my toes was busting. The thing buzzing out. Right. They sent me gear. All the gear got AK-47s and blunts on them. I'm like, bro, what kind of... So I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do this. So MJ was like, I had played a few games, and I guess he liked the way I played, and he was like, we don't got no rookies. I like DJ. I'm going to sign the Jordan brand. And I ain't waste no time. I signed with him, and I was with Jordan brand for 10 years, bro.
Wow. And then They're worried about Jordan. They don't do money, right? They just give you a bunch of gear and all that.
I got paid. I got paid my first 8 years with them. I got paid and I got an allotment. So I can order Nike shit, Jordan shit for my family, myself. But they also sent you so much shit, you didn't really have to order nothing. I was getting packages every month. I was getting a box, 2-3 boxes outside my house. All the J's, retros, a month before they come out. But I wasn't never into shoes, so I'm giving them to family. Yeah, I wasn't into shoes, bro. You can ask anybody. I'm giving family members retros. I'm giving neighbors. I'm giving shit away. I kept a few. To this day, I still got some classics that I knew not to get rid of, but I gave away over 200 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck.
10 years. And so that's my only regret when it comes to the NBA.
Sign with Jordan?
No. I left Jordan Brand. I left Jordan Brand because at one point he does stop paying you.
Yeah.
But he still takes care of you, which is fire. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to try something different. I had been with him for 10 years. I wanted to see what was else out there. So at the time, Fila wanted me. They wanted me. They was pursuing me. And they was going to pay me. Jordan wasn't going to pay me anymore, but he was going to keep giving me gear. And I was like, let me just try something new. And I signed with Fila. And that was probably the worst decision I made in my career. Because one thing about Jordan Brand, even when you done playing, they take care of you. They still send you packages.
That's what's up.
And I'm into golf heavy now. So I'm missing out on all the golf Jordan shit.
You're loving that right now.
Oh my God, I'm so mad about it to this day. That's my one regret. If that was a question today, my one regret. Leaving Jordan Brand.
Was there ever a mentorship at all by him at all? And what was...
I don't think he does mentorship. He fuck with you.
Did he ever give you just...
Nah, he fuck with you. He gon' fuck with you like, hey, DJ, shoot the fucking ball. Stop being scary. Like, he come in the locker room, bro. We was losing one time to the Celtics. This when they had Paul Pierce, KG, all those guys, Ray Allen. We was losing. And he just his presence. He came in the locker room. He had a stat sheet in his hand. He was just walking back and forth. Put his hand on his hip. Look, he stared at each one of us. And then just walked out. He ain't say shit. And then we came back and won that game, bro. I don't know what he gave us a look like, oh, you motherfuckers about to be gone tomorrow. Like, and at this time he was the owner, so we just were looking at each other like, shit, y'all saw MJ. But he would practice with us. Like Steven Jackson and them saying on one of their...
What, 40 then?
He wasn't 50 yet. He was in his 40s, but...
he wasn't doing what LeBron was doing at 40, but okay.
But Jack and them said it on one of they told a story on one of their podcasts one day, All the Smoke, how he practiced with us one time. Me and him was on the same team, and we was cooking everybody. Me and him. But he don't pass the ball at all. He don't pass. Even at 40, he don't pass.
Damn, man. Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah, but he was always around. He sat next to us. He sat on the end of the bench, talk shit to the refs. They couldn't kick him out. Talk crazy to the refs. I'm talking about, I don't even want to say it on here. Crazy. But, you know. It was a good experience, man. I had a good 4 years. I learned a lot in Charlotte from my rookie year to my 4th year. You know, I learned a lot, good and bad, what not to do. You know, I had some good teammates too along the way.
What was was it Orlando next? Is that what it was?
No, I was in Charlotte for 4 years.
Okay.
They drafted Kemba
Walker.
Yeah.
Step back. Bam.
Yeah. So then me and Kemba actually played together, but then my contract was about to be up, and they didn't want to, you know, the negotiations didn't go as planned. So I ended up going to signing with Indiana on a 1-year deal, and then that year with Indiana, we made it to the conference finals. We lost to Miami. So LeBron had that block on Paul George. If he wouldn't have blocked that shit, we'd have been in the finals. I swear to God.
Yeah, that's what Andre Iguodala said too.
Yeah, for sure. So.
Yeah, Slay.
Yeah.
Slay out of all the people in the world thinks Paul George is the GOAT.
PG my guy.
I know, that's why I brought it up.
I don't talk about. I told you, he's my guy. I don't know who to go to. Everybody got their own GOAT. PG my guy though. He could play.
Blocked by James.
But if he wouldn't have blocked that, we'd have won that series and we'd have been in the finals. And we might have would have won. We had a good team, bro. We had a good team.
No, you were.
We had David West, Roy Hibbert, PG, Danny
West,
Granger, George Hill, Lance Stevenson. We had a deep bench.
Y'all said the East was weak. That doesn't sound like a weak team.
No, sir. So we was pretty good. Then from there, I signed with Toronto on a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Kyle, Rudy Gay. We wasn't that good at that time. Dwayne Casey was our coach.
Didn't LeBron ruin the Toronto Dreams after that too?
Not that year.
When that year.
we wasn't that good that year I was there. So yeah, we wasn't that good. I kind of fell out the rotation. I guess whatever reason, Dwayne Casey didn't like me. So I ended up Toronto actually cut me. They released me.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So
this is year 8.
No. This is
5,
4,
6, 7.
5. This is my 6th year.
Okay, 6th year.
So this is my first taste of adversity in the NBA.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously my contract situation with Charlotte kind of was something. You know what I'm saying? Because I was expecting to sign an extension and all that. But you know it is what it is. But this was my first. Like I got released. Like technically I'm not an NBA player. And my wife was pregnant with my son at the time. So we got my daughter who's 2 or 1.5, and my wife is pregnant with my son, my oldest son. So now I get released and I'm like, fuck, I got two, I got a kid and one on the way. And now I'm out the league, technically out the league. But again, I kept working, I kept doing my thing, and it was only lasted like a day. My agent called me the next day and was like, hey, Chicago want to sign you for the rest of the season. D Rose just went down towards ACL. This is the second time he tore it. So this is the second time he tore his ACL. Chicago need a point guard. They only got Marcus Teague right now and Kirk Heinrich. They need a point guard for the remainder of the season.
Heinrich was nice though.
Kirk like that. So
Kirk Heinrich or Austin Reeves?
Kirk, man, they two different players, but Kirk a dog.
Okay.
Kirk might be black, just to be real with you. Okay. He ain't white, I don't think. But anyway, so one day I got released. A day went by, I ended up signing with Chicago. I had to fly to Chicago. Right away, Tibbs throw me in the game, 30 minutes. All right, so I'm in Toronto. I'm not really playing. I'm not playing at all. But TJ Ford, I've been rocking with TJ since I was in high school. And TJ told me, like, hey, don't just sit around and do nothing. Like, get there early, work out, do what you gotta do. After practice, play against the equipment guys or the managers or the assistant coaches, like whoever want to play one-on-one full court. That way you in shape. That way you prepare your game tight if you get another opportunity. He told me that. I tell him to this day, bro, thank you. Because if I wouldn't have did that shit, I would have been out of there. Tibbs threw me right in the fire, bro. I got cut and I was there the next day in Chicago playing 28 minutes, 30 minutes a game.
Love it.
But I was ready because I did what TJ told me. So anyway, I killed. Long story short, I killed. Chicago was in 10th place when I got there. We was in the fifth spot in the playoffs after I got there. We lost to Washington in the first round. And I played so good that Detroit signed me to a 2-year deal. Detroit Pistons signed me to a 2-year deal after that season. So bam, I'm in Detroit. I'm in there for 1 year. Okay. Brandon Jennings goes down. I was backing him up. I was backing Brandon up. Brandon goes down. I start. We was losing. We was losing not because of Brandon, but we just wasn't a really good team. But we losing. Once I started, I'm averaging 20 and 10 a game. Really? We start winning.
Nice, TJ.
We start winning. But I always did that, bro. Like, whenever I got an opportunity, I did my thing. Like, you know, and that's why another reason I think I stuck around so long, because people always knew whenever we need somebody, a DJ gonna come through. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, so I'm killing, right? I'm killing. We winning. We about to be in the playoffs now. We out the playoffs because we just trash, but then we start winning. So then I'm like, trade deadline come around, and I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna get traded. I'm playing too good. We winning. Like, my agent called me. Like, hey, I think they're gonna trade you tomorrow to the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was like, if you don't hear from me by tomorrow, because we had practice the next day. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, you good. So I practice. I don't hear from him. I'm about to get in the shower. I'm trying to wait, but it's like 2:59. The deadline at 3. So by like 2:59, I'm like, man, I ain't getting traded, man. I go take my shower. This shit funny. I come out the shower, I got my towel, drying myself. All my teammates in the locker room looking at me like this. I'm like, what? They're like, you just got traded at 3 o'clock. At 3. Damn, they traded me at 3 o'clock on the dot, bro. So I got traded to OKC. Then, you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
So going. Then I get to OKC.
OKC, that was
KD, Russ. Right? KD was hurt. KD was there, but he was hurt. He had a foot injury.
Okay.
Serge, Deion Waiters, Kyle Singler. James wasn't there.
Okay, James wasn't there.
So I get there halfway through the end of that season, and I play good. Coming into next season, I want to be there because it's a good team. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm there with my boy KD, me and Russ cool. Like, I love the environment. Oklahoma really takes care of their players. Like, it's a real... I see why they doing well now, because they take care of their guys.
I got the Nuggets winning that series, though.
Yeah, so I want to be there. So I'm showing them I want to be there. I'm going summertime. They had something in LA like for all the players, like a mini camp. I go there. Like I'm showing y'all I want to be here. And so I'm still under contract. Remember I signed that 2 year with Detroit. So that carried over to Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. So coming into that season, they drafted Cameron Payne that summer. Right? So start the season. Cam my boy. But it is what it is. It's competition. So start the season.
Talking shit when you was with the Suns.
I start the season. I'm killing, bro. I'm killing. But sometimes that doesn't matter. That's what people don't understand. When the team or the organization has their mind made up of this what they're gonna do.
Luka. It
don't matter what you do as a player. They're gonna find a way to to make it look like. So this I'm saying all to say I'm killing. We winning. I had one bad game. Billy Donovan called me in the office. I'm like, what's up? He like, yeah, I think we struggled a lot with the second unit the last game. I'm like, okay, like nigga, that one game. I'm averaging 12 points off the bench. Yeah, but I think we're gonna go a different direction and try Cameron out. And I already knew what it was. I'm in my 8th year in the league. I know how this shit go. Y'all just drafted him 14th in the lottery. I knew it was coming. So and they was waiting for me to have one bad game to do it.
Yeah, damn.
So when I said, that's fucked up, Billy, but it's cool, bro. Do what y'all gotta do. So I'm not playing at all now. And I'm a free agent. So I took matters in my own hands. This is my 7th, 8th year. My agent like, you want me to ask for a trade? You know, I said, you know what, bro? Like, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. So I went to Troy Weaver, who was the assistant GM at the time. And me and Troy, we knew each other just from being around the league. Black dude, cool dude, you know what I'm saying? So I went to him first. And I told him, like, Troy, bro, like, I got a family, dog. Like, how they did me is wrong. I need y'all to trade me because I'm a free agent this summer. I gotta do what I gotta do so I can get picked up this summer. Because this, you know, it's not, obviously y'all not playing me.
Yeah.
He like, DJ, I already know, man. You know, but I'm gonna be real with you. You need to go talk to Sam Presti. You need to go talk to Sam yourself, you know, da-da-da-da. So I said, cool, I'm gonna go talk to Sam.
Sam Presti, this is OKC?
It's OKC. Okay. So my back against the wall, really, literally. So I'm not even want my agent to be involved. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So I holler at Sam, like, Sam, you know, I'm coming to you, bro. Like, I got 2 kids. I'm a free agent this summer. I'm not playing. I need to go somewhere where I can play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta go somewhere where I can play or I'm gonna be out the league. He like, DJ, this is exactly what he told me. DJ, my heart is telling me to trade you, but my mind is telling me not to. I know we're gonna need you in the playoffs. I said, Sam, you think I'm gonna get in the playoff game after not playing all season and play well? I said, I'm not even playing. Like, you can't just throw me in the playoffs and then that's not gonna do anything for me this summer. So he like, let me just think about it. You know, the All-Star weekend was coming up. So he like, let me think about it over the break and you know, I'll see you when you get back. So I went home, me and my wife, we packed all our shit. Like, I swear to God, we packed everything, loaded our cars up, because I'm like, they better trade me or I'm gonna go crazy. And so we get back and it was always, the deadline was always at 3:00 around this time. They just changed it recently, like in the past two years. So we always had practice before the deadline when you get back from the break. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to practice. Same thing like in Detroit. I'm going to practice. I better be traded after this practice. So I practice, get in the locker room, and I get traded. Me and Steve Novak, we got traded to, I went to Denver. I don't know where Steve went. It was like a 3-team trade. Not Reggie Jackson. He was in a Detroit trade. But anyway, so I get traded to Denver. Jameer Nelson is hurt at the time, so I come in right away, play behind Emmanuel Mudiay.
Damn, Jameer was with the Nuggets, huh?
He was hurt. Jameer was hurt.
Yeah, I remember, man. Okay.
So they didn't have a point guard, so they traded for me. I come in behind Emmanuel. I'm killing again. I always did it, bro. I come in killing. Mike Malone loved me.
They were really banking on that Emmanuel guy.
Yeah. It came to a point where, and Emmanuel, my boy, it came to a point where they was thinking about starting me over Emmanuel, but they couldn't because they just drafted him. But that's how it goes. Yeah. People don't understand. They think, oh, this guy's not playing. He sucks. And nah, it's politics now. So I played so well that season with Denver. I signed my 4-year deal. That was my biggest deal. My 4-year deal with Orlando.
Boom.
So
Brooklyn University got you.
So I went through 5 or 6 years of 1-year deals, getting cut, getting traded, behind, not playing, starting, not. when I signed my big deal.
What kept you here?
Just like I told you from the beginning, I don't have no plan B. Yeah. Now I got 2 kids. I got one on the way. I ain't going overseas.
What was that was your big contract, right?
Orlando, 4 years, 4 years 30. 4 years 30.
And then that was the Dwight Howard team, right?
Orlando, no. That was Vucevic. They had Evan Fournier. Alfred Payton. Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, that's who it is. Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
4 years there, and then what was after that?
So I was there all 4 years, which was a blessing because I haven't been stable since Charlotte.
You performed there, yeah?
I played great. And so I was a little disappointed too there because I thought Orlando was gonna sign me, extend me. You know, I wanted to finish my career in Orlando. Cause I just loved Orlando. I love Florida, the weather. You got Disney World.
Got them Gators in them Florida.
You got Gators. Hey, one time it had a freeze in Florida, right? This shit was so crazy. It was a freeze. Bruh, iguanas was just falling out the trees, just falling, hitting people, falling on your car, on your hood of your car, like drive. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, so anyway, I was in Orlando 4 years. I loved Orlando. Great teammates, great coaches. I played great. We made it to the playoffs for the first time against Toronto. I hit the game winner against Toronto.
You're gonna have to put that one up.
Yeah, so that was my favorite team, you know, city to live in. And then from there, I signed a 3-year deal with Milwaukee. So I signed another good contract with Milwaukee, 3 years. And then from Milwaukee, I got traded to Houston. I was there for 2 years, here for 2 years. And then I was in between retiring and playing. Lakers called me. I didn't want to go. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't want to go. Because at the time, they was on ESPN every day on some negative shit.
Every day, man. Trust me, I was in this room watching it.
I didn't want to go.
Every day.
I didn't want to go, but my agent kind of talked me into it. My wife was like, just go. You know, it's only 5 weeks. You know, what could come? You know, nothing bad could come out of this. My agent was like, man, you know, you're going to LA. It's a good stage to go. You know, you never know what could happen. So I was like, all right, I'll go. So I went, you know, good, you know, good guys. You know, it just wasn't, I knew what it was before I got there. And that was like the final straw, like, all right, it's over for me. I'm good.
If I knew you then, you could have just told me, man. I wouldn't have been sitting here stressing out.
Hey, man, but
I wouldn't know. What was it? What was it like playing for that franchise? Was it?
It was. I never forget when I put on a jersey for the first time. I actually.
This is the official DJ Augustin practice jersey.
That's my practice jersey.
The BB Go. What's it called? What was your sponsor?
I ain't fill it out as much as you did. You know what I'm saying? But hey. But anyway, I remember putting on my jersey for the first time and just being a player, you know, when you're growing up, you know, it was certain teams and certain organizations that you like, the Bulls, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Celtics, you know, it was certain teams that you like, so it was kind of a surreal moment. I remember putting my jersey on, I text my wife like, damn, I'm putting on a Lakers jersey. Like, shit was crazy, like damn, I'm really wearing a Lakers jersey. Because when you in the NBA, sometimes it go like this. I wanted to go to certain teams. Like when I wanted to go there, I wouldn't go there.
Yeah.
And when I least expected it, I went there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, damn, I'm putting on a Lakers jersey. This shit crazy. Like I didn't even care if I was playing. I didn't care if we won. I'm like, this how I'm gonna end my career. I can say I played for the Lakers, one of the best organizations. I got Brian over here. I got Dwight, Russ, Melo. I'm in here with my boys. Like it's like real. Ariza, like these dudes that I either came in this shit with or watched growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was cool. It was a cool little 5 weeks.
I really thought they could do it, man.
Nah, I knew going into it. I knew, but it was a cool little 5 weeks. I had a good time.
What was it like? What was it like playing with LeBron?
It was cool, man. I mean, I already knew how LeBron was from playing against him for so many years. You know, and people look at him like, and I understand, like, you know, people see us on TV or see guys on TV, but we all the same. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody more different than me and you sitting in this room right now. Like, he the same guy. He eat potato chips. You think LeBron just eat rice and beans? Man, that motherfucker eat chips. He eat candy. He eat all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, at the end of the day, he normal. You know what I'm saying? We all normal.
What about like I said, I told you about Denver. How about Melo? How was he at that? I know that stage of his career was a little different, but how was he overall as a, you know, player and a friend and just Melo?
Yeah, Melo as a player, he just want that ball. He just want to shoot. Right. He just want to get the ball, give him the ball, and get out the way. You know what I'm saying? But he a good teammate. Like he was cheering for everybody. I think at that point he knew he was done. But he was, he was a good teammate. I don't know him from his early years of being a teammate. Everybody changed, everybody evolved. But he was a good teammate. He was more into the business shit, because like our plane rides to certain cities, we be talking about wine and watches and this business and this, this investment, and that's kind of how it was. You could see, and that's the one thing I do miss about the NBA. I don't miss a lot, but I do miss those plane rides and them locker room, because that's the part where you get to really bond with certain people. Not everybody you're gonna get along with. You know what I'm saying? There's been teams that we didn't talk, players I didn't like, players that didn't like me. That's just what it is. But a lot of times we had good flights, playing cards, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's
couple things I want to get to because I jump around, then we'll kind of close this out. You were talking about when you kind of knew it was time, because I'm going to come back to the Lakers with the style of play stuff I saw. It was time. Was it hard for you to grasp? Right? I hear guys like Kobe, when God rest his soul, like he gave everything he had, and I'm good. I'm not gonna. I'm obviously gonna miss it, but I'm not gonna miss it. I gave everything I got. What was it for you? Like, were you gonna be worried about an identity crisis? Where you're like, I'm okay with retiring. I gave the game of basketball everything I got, and I'm okay, because people struggle with retirement. Yeah. They don't have an identity. They don't. So what was that like for you?
So first I'm gonna say, my last 3 or 4 years, I was planning for retirement.
Okay.
So me being in the league so long, I was able to learn from a lot of teammates, and a lot of my teammates retired before me, and I still stayed in touch with them, or whatever you want to say. So they would give me advice. I would listen to some guys. I wouldn't listen to some guys, but I took all the good advice and I applied it to myself. So a lot of guys wait till they out the league, or a lot of guys, like I told you earlier when we was talking, you don't know when your last day gonna be playing. You might get injured, you might get cut, you might not get a call. So I didn't want to go out like that. I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to, if I did get hurt or I didn't get a call, or if I just chose to stop playing, I wanted to know what I was doing next. Be financially good, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys, they not. So they have to go overseas, or they have to keep trying out and keep playing, whatever, everybody in different situations. So some guys, it's a financial thing. I didn't want to have no financial situation where I had to keep playing. I didn't want to have no injury situation where I got hurt and couldn't play. And I just prepared myself from a business aspect and just having shit in order and being organized for when I did retire. Now, with that being said, when I did retire, the biggest challenge for me was what I'm gonna do with all this time. Yeah. Because since I was 4 years old, I've been structured, I've been routine, practice, this, game, sleep, this, that, game, back, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Travel, this, that. That's how my life been since I was 4. I'm about to be 38 this year. So now I come to where I got all this time. I had to create my own schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it took me a year almost, bro, to like create my own schedule Monday through Sunday. Obviously, I bring my kids to school. Obviously, I pick them up. They got things they into. But for me, like, I had to figure out what I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, how I'm going to do this. I still want to train. I don't have no desire to play basketball, but I still want to work out. I still want to be in shape. I don't want to look like all these retired guys. Like, I want to keep making money. I want to learn more about the stock market and all the stuff that I've been doing that I've been kind of hands off because I was just focused on playing. Yeah. Now I got time to go sit with my financial advisor and see how they read the market, see all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Real estate. I got real estate. I could be hands on my properties and all that. Like, so I had to figure out a real schedule and a routine, and it was a challenge, dog. It was a challenge. That was probably the hardest part. Like, just figuring out what do I do with my time? How do I schedule it? Because when you just waking up and you ain't got nowhere to be, you ain't got nothing to do, you like, this shit I don't want to do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a scary place to be. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that. How did you find out about Congo? How did that even come about? And have you liked it and everything else? Change things. Trying to get your abs.
Yeah. So
before we get there, what were we talking about Sathaj about? He's FaceTiming me back. What were we talking about? Jordan deal, right?
Man, that was so long ago. I definitely forgot what we was talking about.
The Jordan deal, right?
I for sure forgot what we talked about.
Hey, we got the alligator DJ.
Hey, man, what you were doing, your lunges?
I'm watching these Knicks getting spanked.
Thanks.
I know. We're seeing that thing. Hey, dude, did you know he was a Jordan athlete?
Yeah, we talked about that on a training
Oh, we
session.
did talk about
Ah, yeah, I didn't know that. I was supposed to. That's a Taj.
Left him for P left.
it.
Yeah. Well, you had your own goddamn podcast.
Bad, big mistake. Big mistake.
Yeah, well, I didn't know he was the Jordan. I was like, Stop, you probably know if you were. I was like, I had no idea. Oh, anyways, Taj is on the pod. We're not drunk. We were just, that was one of the things.
You got that crawfish on the grill in the backyard?
Man, go ahead,
We got to get back finished with this thing talking about the Lakers. All right, bye.
man.
Yeah, retirement. But yeah, that's a big struggle for people. So, but yeah, Congo.
Yeah,
How do you
so
find about Congo? What have you liked about it so much?
yeah, so the way I trained when I was a player, I was more like just me in the gym,
Yeah.
like nobody else around, just me, 2 hours, you know.
15-year career, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the style of training that I was doing was a lot of mobility. It was a lot of, it was a different style, and it worked for me, and I did what I had to do. But I knew once I retired, like I wanted to change it up. I didn't want to be in the gym for 2 hours lifting and doing mobility. I just want to get a good hard hour in, kill me right quick. Just an hour, kill me. I know I got it. I'm dripping sweat. I'm good. I got a good workout in. I could go about my day. I still got time to do what I want. And that's what I really was looking for. And then I came across you guys on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And I reached out and I was just like, shit, let me just try it. You know, I was doing F45 too. I like that. It's a good F45 is good for your everyday non-athlete who want to get a good workout in, bro. I'm just being real.
Hey, man, this is the Daily Dose Congo podcast.
It is,
This
bro.
F45.
It is. F45, it's good, bro. And they got good times, too. They got good times. I'm an early riser.
Hey, F45, man, there you go.
Hey, F45, y'all won't holler at me. Yeah, but look, they got I'm an early riser, so they had a 5:30 time that I love. So I would go to the 5:30. I'm done at 6:15, 6:20, around that time. I got my whole day. I can still bring my kids to school, you know. That's and it's a good workout. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I was looking for, just to stay active, stay in shape. And then I was doing that, and then once I found you guys, and I kind of implemented that in my schedule, and you know, still move stuff around, and now I got like a real schedule now. But it took me almost a year to get that shit like smooth, bro.
Well, we're happy that you came in, and it's definitely great having you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
And so yeah, getting back to the Lakers. So close us out with these couple things. So 2 things. I don't know if you remember this clip on Kobe, because it relates to the style of play now. Obviously, he's getting more physical, but Kobe was talking about when James Harden was on his run in 2018. That's the year I was working with him and stuff too. How he respected what he was doing, but he felt like it was random basketball. And random basketball, there's that clip, we'll find it, doesn't create championships, doesn't win championships. And he broke down when he was with this person, when he was with that person, there was a reason why a pass was made here, pass was made here. So do you feel like basketball now is random basketball, or certain teams are like that? Or what's your take on that? You remember him saying that at all when he came out was talking about that?
Nah,
because that is kind of how the NBA is. Just everybody fucking throw up threes. You know, you got who was the guy? Was with the Warriors at the time. I'm not gonna say. I mean, Steph obviously fucked the game up and fucked my life up. Jordan Poole, the Kyle Kuzmas, like the whole league is just rip it from 3, random basketball. And it kind of started with James, but James, crazy performances, don't get me wrong, but I always want to hear your take on that.
Yeah, I think it really started with AI and them guys. You gotta think about it, like AI really didn't win no championships. AI was a Hall of Famer. I loved AI. I used to want to be like AI. You know, he changed the game. I think there's gonna always be guys that come around that's so talented and so good, and that they have their own style of playing. You gotta let them do their thing, and I think that's what James is. I think James is a once in a lifetime player that, okay, he might not help a team win, but you can't deny how talented he is.
Correct.
And I've never seen nothing like it at his size, the way he scores. Same thing with AI. AI, his size, the way he could score. Like, I mean, if everybody could do it, they would. But those guys come around once in a lifetime. But I think you gotta remember, I played 15 years, so I played through two different styles of play. So when I first came in the league, it was get the ball to the post and everybody spread around. We need two people in the corner. If you're in the corner and your guy on the block catches it, you get out. So he got room to work. Get to the other side. So it was really a lot of hit the post, cut off the post, the big man, let the big man go to work. He might kick it out, the Shaqs, those guys. That's my first 5-6 years in the league.
Happy you brought that up real quick. What was it like going against Shaq?
Shaq funny, man. Shaq is a big clown, bro. When I played against him, he was more like mid to end of his career.
Okay.
He wasn't like Lakers Shaq.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He probably was a different person. But yeah, the league changed after my 6th year. It was a lot of post action, stuff like that, stand around. After that, it was nobody. It's threes or layups.
Yeah.
No mid range, no post up, nothing. Get out the paint. Five out. Everybody around the perimeter.
Remember, I had that conversation with James when I was training him. I was like, because I was arguing back and forth about Melo, and I'm like, his whole argument was, why would I need you 2 when I can get 3?
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there in like disbelief. I'm like, man, this guy's an MVP. He just said that. Mind you, I'm a fan. I'm a trainer, but I'm sitting there. I grew up on the Kobe, the Popoviches, and here he is talking about why 2 when I can do 3.
Yeah,
why waste energy post somebody in the post when I can go?
Yeah, I think if James would have played back in the day, he would have struggled.
Really,
I think this perfect for him. And I think if AI would be playing now, he would have killed even more. Because you got to think, like, the lane wide open. Like, nobody can stand in front of AI. D Rose, nobody can stand in front of D Rose.
Yeah, you are right. I never thought about that.
Yeah, nobody. You couldn't stay in front of D Rose. Couldn't stay in front of him. Gone. But the team that really changed it was the Warriors. They changed the NBA. Steph, but the way they play, like, to this day, the Warriors, I love the way they play.
But I wouldn't consider that random basketball, though, right?
It's not random.
Those guys, when used to run when I was watching Cleveland, that was the most beautiful.
It's not random, but they just playing basketball.
Okay.
Everybody's playing at a high level of thinking. Nobody's over dribbling. Nobody's going 1-on-1. It's just we just moving the ball. Everybody keep moving. You open, pass it, cut. Like that's just basketball. It's not no plays being called. They might have a few plays to get everybody organized, but for the most part, why do you think they give it to Draymond to bring the ball up? To initiate the offense. Once he bring it up, now everybody cutting and setting screens and coming off and rolling, and that's not no plays. They just playing, bro. You can't guard that shit. That's why they so hard to beat in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? No matter who on that team. Steph could go down, they still might win. You know what I'm saying? But other teams who have a James or a PG or a main guy who everything runs through that person, they struggle.
Yeah, and they still haven't. I don't think any of those teams have won.
That's what I'm saying. They struggle.
Yeah,
but
I feel like Kobe's been pretty spot on about that.
It's not because of the player. It's just because of the way the team plays. It's hard to win in the playoffs. Like, it's like, and then Kobe had Shaq, bro. Don't forget, Kobe had Shaq, bro. Kobe was Kobe.
System.
Yeah, they had
triangle.
The triangle.
Real, right? That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Random...
No, that's a real thing. Just like the Spurs. The Spurs was the Warriors before the Warriors. I hated playing against the Spurs.
I hated the fucking Spurs.
Ginobili, Tony Parker, man, them dudes ain't stopped. They ain't stopped moving, bro.
Oh, never.
The Suns, Steve Nash, I hated playing them dudes. They never stopped moving.
Oh, yeah, the Suns.
Bro, Steve Nash, I had to guard 100 pick and rolls.
That was low-key the start of that shit then. The Suns, because that was the D'Antoni just fucking run.
They ran, bro.
Just run.
They ran, dog. Steve Nash, I had to guard 100 screens in 5 possessions with him. He'll come off one, here comes somebody else. He'll come off that one, here comes somebody else. Then I'm tired. I got to go back on offense. I'm tired from, you know what I'm saying?
They didn't win either.
Yeah, they came close though, but it's hard to win in the NBA, bro. People don't understand how hard it is to win. It's hard to win, dog.
And then, that's what I was gonna get me into. So that style of play, and then Austin. Do you know Austin Reeves? Did you ever get to know him?
Yeah, AR he was a rookie when I was there.
No, Austin Reeves. Is that what it is? I'm thinking about Doc Rivers. Sorry, Doc Rivers' son. Doc Rivers' son. What's his name?
Austin?
Is that Austin?
Yeah,
I heard the names
Austin,
mixed up. So he recently came out and he was talking about how nobody fucking watches film. He talks about how off season is about everybody getting in their bag, get with the lethal shooter, or get with all these like influencers now, and everybody's so worried about getting in their bag and doing stuff, but nobody just fucking sits down and watches the film. And it just got back to what I was saying about Kobe was talking about random basketball, and here he is talking about how these players don't watch film anymore. What's your take on that? Do you feel that way? And I think it's kind of coming back. Or I think if you were an NBA player and if you were to watch film and you were to not have random basketball and develop a mid-range post game, I think you would excel now because no one's doing it.
Yeah, so I did used to watch film.
Okay.
But I only watch film on myself.
Okay. I mean, that's okay, right?
I couldn't watch the whole game. I couldn't watch the
What do you think he's referring to then? Is when he says nobody's watching?
I think he's saying that guys just don't watch film about
Yeah.
themselves either. They don't. They
Okay.
just want to go in the gym for 2 hours
Yeah.
and do all these drills
Yes.
and post it.
Yes.
Like even me, like I would spend more time in the weight room and conditioning, like than I did on the court. So like the way I did it when the season, every time the season ended, I took a week or two off. Like I wouldn't touch a basketball, I wouldn't do no exercise, nothing. Just chill, do what I want, eat what I want. Then I'll start back up with conditioning and stuff, right? I'll do my conditioning. I'll do that till, say, the season ended in April. Just say we didn't make the playoffs. And my season ended April 14th. That was normally, like, the teams I was on when we ended. So I wouldn't start until, I would start, like, middle of May. I would start going hard with my conditioning, right? So I would do nothing but, I wouldn't touch a basketball. Straight conditioning. And I start slowly implementing body weight
15-year career.
So I did that from May until beginning of June. That's it. No basketball. By middle of June, end of June, I start getting shots up, but still doing that. So by then, my body's in shape and I'm in condition. Now I'm starting to implement basketball back. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get shots up. I'm starting to move. Then by August, now I'm going still weights and training and conditioning, but I'm full throttle basketball too. So now I'm doing 2 a days. I'm in the morning weights and conditioning training, whatever. Basketball in the evenings.
Love it.
So by the time I go to training camp in September, I'm tip top shape, basketball, all that. Like some people just go straight basketball the whole summer. They might dibble and dabble in the weight room, but then they get hurt in training camp or they get hurt in the beginning of the season. So I ain't never had no major injuries in my career. Couple rolled ankles, dislocated pinky, pulled abdominal muscle. That's it. No surgeries, no nothing, bro. 15 years.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I agree with you on that too, man. I think we got to get Evolve or whoever that's going to be to get it back, the filming. And that's why, like, I love what LeBron is doing. Like, he was mentioned by Anthony Edwards, how that third game he came out, Anthony Edwards watched film, and he was able to adjust when they were bringing both those guys together. Like, that's the stuff I like, and that's the stuff that I think Kobe excelled at. And I hope that, we talked about the NIL stuff and work ethic, and I just hope the game evolve. I mean, it's talented.
I don't mean to cut you off, but that's what I'm saying. Guys don't have to watch the whole game. When you say watch film, that don't mean you got to watch the game or you got to watch.
Of course.
If you just watch yourself, you'll learn a lot from yourself. You'll watch how guys are guarding you. You'll watch how guys are guarding your teammates. When you do something, like, you could learn a lot just from watching your clips. And they'll do that for you. The teams, they'll cut your minutes and your clips. So you're not sitting there watching a 2-3 hour game. So every flight home after a road trip or something, my first 30 minutes on the plane, I'm watching my minutes from that game. Yeah. And then once I'm done with that, then I'll watch a movie or play cards or talk shit. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta make it a priority, but you can learn so much from just watching yourself.
Yeah, and I think that the biggest outtake of this whole thing is why I loved having you on. I think we gravitate towards this 15-year career says a lot, and that comes with work ethic, comes through adversity, so all those things we talk about. So I commend you, and also you just had a retirement thing. Was it 2 months ago, or what you officially announced?
Yeah, about 5-6 months ago. Yeah. Last year, I say last year.
Big. Oh yeah, damn. Time.
The end of last year, end of last year.
Damn, it's been that long already.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyways, he's officially retired, so that's a big dub. 15-year career, and if you take anything from this, and if you watched it, just understand that there's going to be adversity. If you want something in life, there is no plan B. Your laser-like focus should be here, and through no matter what, if it's getting cut, if it's getting hurt, or whatever's going on in life, if you want this, I always talk about this thing on the other side of it, you're going to get it. But the thing is, in this world now, nobody wants to go through this. And that's what you did, and you made those 15 years. So I commend that. I commend your work ethic, and I just appreciate you fucking with Congo.
Appreciate it, bro.
Regal Pools, appreciate you for taking care of his pool.
Sir.
I mentioned to you that was our first sponsor, and then Recently just got another one. So if you needed a plumber, I got a plumber for you. Sebastian Plumbing is another guy.
Might need that for some of my properties.
And then also, real quick, you're saying you want to tell the people about potentially you're doing a podcast in UT, right?
Yeah.
So is that okay to talk about?
Yeah. So me and my boy Royale Ivy, who's a assistant coach for the Rockets at this time, he and I, and also Nick Shuley, he's our co-host. He's us three together. We're doing we already had a few episodes a year ago, but we're coming back a little 2.0, a little bit bigger, better production. So it's called The Brotherhood. So BRUT for UT, University of Texas, Hook 'em. And so we're coming back with it. It's called The Brotherhood. We'll be discussing Texas basketball, everything UT. Also, we'll talk everyday life stuff. We'll have special guests on, former players, current players. So it'll be cool and coming soon.
Awesome. We'll appreciate you having on. You down for one more? You gotta
do it, man. Do one
more.
more.
One more. He gonna go one more.
One more, little baby, another baby.
Little baby, get a shot. We're gonna close it out. We have Regal Pool, Sebastian Plumbing,
Regal
Congo
Pool.
Subs. Are you still are you taking the Congo Subs? Or you still stuck on the Pedialyte?
I got the Pedialyte right now. I just gotta make time, bro. I be rushing out the house, man. I gotta make time to do my little mixture.
Sly was asleep for your whole story. He didn't give a damn.
Sly, I forgot you was down there,
Also,
bro.
this is not a sponsor plug, but shout out to K9 Vibe 7. She's the one that's trained Sly, and then she's actually
She trained my dog too, my burner doodle.
How was all of her training?
He's great, man. That was the best thing I could have did, man. Because he stayed down, everything. He listened, bro.
Yep. So shout out to 7.
Yep.
DJ Augustin, 15-year career, UT. I'm going to know him as a Laker because that's when I knew who he was, really. Appreciate the gear, man. We're going to be back. Lakers at 5 next year. I need one more ring. Dwight Manfredi, a lot of dubs. Tony Montana, what's he got to say today?
All I have in this world is my balls and my words, and I don't break them for no one. You understand?
And then we close it out.
Yes, sir.
We got 2 words. Well, I got 2 words for you. Suck it! Lakers at 5 next year.
Turn my headphones up. Louder.
Even Kanye, I can't stand Kanye and the shit he be doing and saying, but everybody talk about him. I think he's doing it for a reason. I think people be really smart, bro. He really not crazy, I don't think. I don't think he really crazy. I don't. I think when Kanye at home like this by himself, he's just a regular dude.
Come on, man. If LeBron was that, they wouldn't be talking. They would. What would they be saying?
That's bad, bro.
If that was LeBron James, what would the media be saying?
They're talking crazy.
2 of 19.
That's wide open, too.